Welcome to Chronic Conversations, the podcast that brings a voice to the stories behind chronic symptoms. I'm your host, Katherine Rose, certified integrative health practitioner, founder of ThriveWell, and soon to be published author. After years of battling unexplained symptoms and finally getting a diagnosis of Hashimoto's, I turned my pain into purpose. Now I help women just like you feel seen, heard, and validated, while uncovering the root causes of symptoms and helping to create lasting wellness. Each week, I'll share insights from my own journey, some proven strategies that I use with clients, and conversations with fellow experts and warriors. You're not alone, and you can thrive. Now let's get into today's conversation. Hi, friend, and welcome back to Chronic Conversations. Today, we're going to talk about something that might just shift the way you think about burnout, hormones, and that feeling of just running on fumes, even when life doesn't feel that stressful underneath. You might be blaming your job, your kids, your to-do list, and those things absolutely contribute and add up, but your body might be reacting to some completely different types of stressors. So in this episode, we're going to explore what hidden stressors actually are, how they hijack your hormones, especially in your 40s and beyond, and the sneaky ways that they show up as symptoms like weight gain, fatigue, anxiety, brain fog, and most importantly, what you can do to lighten the load. So let's start by defining it. Let's define the phrase hidden stressor. What does it mean and what are they? So hidden stressors are anything that puts stress on your body, even if your brain doesn't label it as stress. The hidden stressors, they don't always feel dramatic, but some of the most common hidden stressors I see in women 40 and above are under eating. That puts a stress on your body. That raises cortisol, especially under eating protein and key minerals. Another one is over exercising or never really allowing recovery. So overtraining. You exercise too much of an intense level, that also raises cortisol and it keeps it raised. And then your poor muscles don't have time to recover. Recovery is extremely important, and we don't have to kill ourselves in the gym every day to get the results that we want, especially if we're in our 40s and older and we're trying to kill ourselves in the gym. That is backfiring on you. Another hidden stressor is blood sugar crashes. That puts stress on the body. Poor sleep quality, which I know a lot of us definitely struggle with. Even if you're in bed for 8 hours, poor sleep quality can put stress on your body. Toxin exposure, that is a major stressor on the body. Examples of that, mold, whether that's in your home, your workplace, you may not even be aware of it, but that can be a major stress on the body. Plastics, pesticides, skincare products that have toxic ingredients in them. And here's one a lot of people really don't think about is unprocessed emotional stress or trauma. So if we feel like we're doing everything right, but we're still not getting well, a lot of times the last piece of that puzzle is to face and unpack what's deep down, that emotional trauma, that emotional, unprocessed emotional stress. And once that is brought out to light and faced and dealt with, it's amazing the changes you'll see in your health. Perfectionism is another stressor, and chronic inflammation from gut issues or food sensitivities, things like that, and EMFs and EMRs. So those letters stand for electromagnetic frequency and electromagnetic radiation. And we're all exposed to it. The frequencies that these devices emit are affecting our sleep, our hormones, so many things. And examples of this are our cell phone, your Wi-Fi, smart TVs, baby monitors, the microwave. We are surrounded by EMFs and EMRs. I'm planning to do an entire podcast just on that because there is so much information that needs to get out to the masses because it's kind of scary. But anyway, moving on from that, just basically the point of that is all our devices, they're adding hidden stress to our body. So a lot of these things, they're not the things that your doctor is talking about in the doctor's office, but they can absolutely disrupt your hormones. And here is how. Your body has one main stress response system. That's called your HPA axis. HPA stands for hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal axis. And it doesn't care what the stressor is. Your body reacts the same to a toxic skincare ingredient to running late to a meeting. Either way, it raises your cortisol. No matter what the stressor is, that's the action. That's what happens. Now, in your 20s and 30s, you had enough hormonal resiliency to bounce back from these spikes. But in your 40s, estrogen is declining. Progesterone is dropping. Testosterone is changing. And cortisol, if constantly elevated, it starts to wreak havoc on all your systems in the body. So here's what that can look like if you have elevated cortisol for longer periods of time. Weight gain, especially around the belly. Sleep disturbances, especially around 2 to 3 a.m. Mood swings, anxiety, or even irritability. Brain fog or memory loss. Low libido. And also fatigue that doesn't go away even when you rest or get plenty of sleep. And here's the thing, it's not just aging or just being a mom or a lot of different phrases you'll hear from maybe different doctors or friends or family, but it's your body sounding the alarm. What is common is not necessarily normal. And you might not even realize you're under stress because it's not always emotional. It's not always the things that we think it is. Now ask yourself, are you skipping meals? Are you waking up tired even after 7+ hours of sleep? Are you gaining weight despite doing all the things? Are you wired but tired? Are you more reactive to situations or people than usual, but you can't pinpoint why? These are signals our body's giving us, not flaws. But the good news is you don't have to completely overhaul your life to start shifting out of stress mode. Here are a few powerful but simple places to start. Y'all, real quick before we jump back into today's episode, I want to take a minute to talk to you, especially if anything you've heard so far has felt a little too familiar. If you've ever felt dismissed, misunderstood, or like you're navigating your health completely on your own, I created something for you. And it's called the Kaya Collective. Kaya stands for Come As You Are. Don't worry, it's not another program or place just to get more information. It's a space where you don't have to explain your symptoms, prove your pain, or push through to just keep up. Inside the Kaya Collective, you'll find real conversations, support from women who actually get it, and tools to help you actually understand what your body is trying to tell you, but without the overwhelm. It's for women who are doing all the right things, but still don't feel right. The woman who's tired of surface level answers and ready for something deeper, and the woman who just wants to feel seen, heard, and supported. Again, if that sounds like you, I would love to have you inside. You can learn more at the link in the show notes, and I'd love to see you there. All right, let's get back into today's episode. All right, first, it's going to sound simple. You probably heard it before, but it's a good reminder. Eat to stabilize your blood sugar. Start your day with protein and healthy fat. Maybe a little fiber in there. Don't skip meals. Raises cortisol, puts stress on your body. Eat, 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 eat. And make sure you're including some root veggies, leafy greens, and minerals like magnesium and potassium. Those dark leafy greens, they contain magnesium. Second one, reduce cortisol naturally. So how do you do that? You do that by strength training 2 to 3 times a week. Not daily boot camps. Not daily high intensity workouts. You need to prioritize walking and morning sunlight if you can. That helps you reset your circadian rhythm. It helps with so much. I could also do an entire podcast just on morning sunlight. Literally breathe. Sometimes I feel like I was just holding my breath a second ago. We really need to check in a few times a day with ourselves. Make sure we're breathing, not shallow breaths, and take 3 deep breaths 3 times a day. And we would all have much more calm nervous systems. I'm guilty of it as well. But remember that breath work or even prayer resets the nervous system. Number 3, look at your toxic load. Ditch those plastic water bottles. Sometimes we can't help it if we're traveling or doing something like that. But if you're still drinking out of a plastic water bottle, recycle it. Don't buy any more. Buy yourself a glass or stainless steel water bottle, preferably glass. Either one of those is better than plastic. You will be doing your body a gigantic favor. Other things you can swap out: fragrance-heavy candles and perfumes, anything that is scented, anything that is even like laundry detergent. It's funny how a while after I made the switch in laundry detergent to a clean laundry detergent, the fragrance is from essential oils. It's not from anything artificial. A strong smelling laundry detergent, it is so strong. That smell is so strong compared to, the cleaner, non-toxic kind of laundry detergents. And another one about lowering your toxic load is use a home air purifier, especially if you've been exposed to mold, if you know you have mold somewhere in your house, if you live in the city, also if you live on a golf course, it would be a very good thing to have in your home. Number 4, support your nervous system. Do something like a daily walk without your phone. And the first time you do it, it's going to feel so strange and uncomfortable. But the more you do things like that, the less attached we'll become to those devices. Another thing to support your nervous system is dry brushing, or before you get in the shower or sauna, to stimulate the lymph system. It's a good way to detox. And also take breaks from the blue lights, like from your phone, iPad, TV, and EMFs, those electromagnetic frequencies. In the evening, when you go to sleep, try putting your phone in airplane mode if you can. Cut your Wi-Fi off. And there are lots of other things that you can do. There are devices out there that will help interfere with those frequencies. But again, I'm going to do a podcast just on EMFs sometime in the near future. And number 5 of what else you can do to help reduce those or help those hidden stressors. Track how you feel, not just what you do. Your body, it's not a machine. Some days we may feel that way. Think of it as a messenger and ask yourself daily, did I nourish myself today? Or did I just check off boxes? So after hearing some of those things, if you're thinking like, wow, I have been carrying way more stress than I realized, you are totally not alone. There are so many women in their 40s who are told like it's just aging, it's just life, it's just being a mom. But your body is smarter than that. It's responding to the inputs it's been given, and it's asking for support, not shame, it's asking for support. So if this episode opened your eyes, if it spoke to you, send it to a friend who you think needs it. One of my biggest goals with this podcast is to help at least one new person a week. That would make my day. So please, please, please don't forget to subscribe and share to help get these stories and tools into the ears of the people who need it the most. Because these conversations, they are how we stop the cycle of shame, confusion, and misinformation, and also how we help others feel seen, heard, and validated. Remember this, you aren't behind, you're just in a new chapter. Things are different. Change is hard, but we can adjust. Thank you for being here, friend. I will see you next week on Chronic Conversations. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Chronic Conversations. I hope you're walking away with a little more clarity, hope, and inspiration for your healing journey. If you enjoyed today's episode, I'd love for you to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Every share helps this show reach more women who deserve to feel seen, heard, and validated. And if we're not connected yet, come say hi on Instagram. I'm at Call Me Katherine Rose. Plus, you can check out free tools and resources for your wellness journey anytime at callmekatherine.rose.com. And until next time, take care. And here's to thriving well, no matter where you are on your journey.